Hi everyone, Harry here to talk about the royal mess in New York, in the New York political scene that is the aftermath of the royal mess in the Department of Justice, prompted by the demand of the new leadership there, the acting Deputy Attorney General, that the New York U.S. Attorney's Office drop charges against Mayor Eric Adams. Okay, this is a really tangled web of both law and politics. Recall that the acting Deputy Attorney General orders the acting U.S. Attorney to drop corruption charges against Adams. He says, incredibly, it's not because of the facts or law. He actually gives a shifting series of reasons, but one thing that seems clear is they want Adams to play ball with them and not enforcing New York policy that tries to provide some measure of sanctuary and assistance within the boundaries of the law to people here illegally, and therefore present impediments to the Trump administration's signature mission to round up people who are here illegally. And Adams, not helping his own cause at all, when the charges were dismissed, basically said on TV, on Fox, he looked like a hostage sitting next to the immigration czar of the administration, a very hard-charging, tough guy, Tom Homan, that he was going to play ball with them. I have capitulated, he said. Homan said to him, if he changes his mind, I'm going to be in his office and up his butt. So in addition to the whole mess and the whole fallout at DOJ, where 6 people have resigned and they went through brutal tactics to force somebody to file the motion to dismiss. Now, back in New York, Adams has basically said, I'm going to violate my oath to the good people who elected me to enforce our laws and policies involving immigration so I can save my skin and get out of these criminal charges, which, to make matters worse, he proclaimed himself innocent of in very Trumpian fashion. Anyway, that does not, of course, sit well with New Yorkers, and his three of his deputies resigned on him in protest. This is a kind of stunning admission on his part that he's working for Trump and not for the people of New York. 3 of them quit, and that's prompted a huge crisis in New York, and that focuses now on the governor, Kathy Hochul, because there is a never before employed method under New York law and the charter of the state to remove a mayor, and the governor can do it, but it is, as I say, it's never been done, and it's a political firestorm of sorts. And Hochul, considered a fairly cautious governor, seemed to be not so interested in pursuing it, but that was before these 3 deputies resigned, and it erupted in a way that made clear that Adams is totally betraying his own constituents in order to serve Tom Homan and not have Homan come in his office and be up his butt, as Homan put it. So now he's in a very tight spot in New York politics, and the governor is convening the sort of senior leaders in the state. The process, never employed, is a whole complicated procedure involving the setting out of charges and the response and the like. It's on the books, but hasn't been done. So even even if she tries to do it, I'm sure Adams could try to resist, and the city government will be in turmoil. But she has the power to do it, and his political base already eroded because of the charges and the the real concerns about whether he was an honest mayor or someone who would be on the take. I should add that the charges were from before he was elected, but nevertheless, they very much affected his reputation. Anyway, so now he's in about the biggest, between a rock and a hard place, and almost unimaginable. On the one hand, New York law that he's basically abandoning, and the power that triggers in the governor potentially to remove him. That's the one rock, and the hard place is the administration that is forcing him to play ball and further their immigration policies. And by the way, the dismissal that was ordered up was without prejudice. That's legal speak for saying it can be revived. So dastardly actors that they are, they've got the sword of Damocles over his head and are basically, have the wherewithal, if he doesn't come through for them, to revive the charges. And the whole thing is being done for political reasons anyway, and they are justifying it even before the court on the basis of needing him to help with immigration policy. So if he is removed as mayor, he may be thereafter get the 1-2 blow of having the criminal charges revived. It's all about he's a pawn in the game of sorts. Obviously, if the allegations that the U.S. attorney made clear, they really believe in, are accurate, he's a rogue and a criminal, but nevertheless, being completely squeezed because New York policy on the one hand and U.S. policy on the other are at complete loggerheads. So Adams, world of hurt, very distinct possibility that he doesn't survive it politically, and even a possibility that he winds up losing both battles and having the criminal charges revived. But it's an intense mess in New York that also is a kind of a eye on the whole immigration policies of the administration and the way they come into conflict with what individual states and cities want to do. And the administration's been talking very tough about, Bondi, among others, suggesting that they could, be sued. Well, that she has sued, in fact, New York, saying you're not civilly, saying you're interfering with our federal immigration policies. That's going to be a hard suit. I'll talk about that on another time. But basically, all of this is the kind of wages of the dishonesty of having charges dismissed for improper reasons, and those improper reasons illuminate the real dereliction of the mayor vis-a-vis his constituents in New York policy. A mess of immense proportions that's only going to get messier. Remember, the dismissal itself is not final. It's going to come before a court that's going to consider it. So this whole thing is playing out, and I think if the governor advances on the effort to remove Adams, it also won't be an instant thing. So it's really a mess all around, and only going to get worse. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.